before, and then after that, another resolution was adopted on certain conditions that we will suspend that measures. But there was the conditions attached to that, and after that, a number of resolutions were passed, and asking and urging the Iraqi authority to be more cooperative and to demonstrate that they don't have any weapons of mass destruction. They are fully cooperating with the inspection team by the United Nations. Actually, we have more than a dozen resolutions, but up until the very last resolution, Iraqi government at that time under Saddam Hussein didn't cooperate fully to the UN on that. And so at the very last one or two resolution, we said we are now giving you the last chance that the Iraqi government is cooperating with the United Nations. However, the Iraqi government under Saddam Hussein didn't cooperate to that. So I think the actions by the multilateral force has the basis on the former Security Council resolution. So I think it's wrong to say that action was illegal.
Yes, but Ambassador Haraguchi, I admire your position.
Yeah.
But you know, and I know, that the United States came back to the Security Council in August 2003 and tried to get a resolution which would justify action in Iraq. Mm-hmm. And they wanted 9 votes, including the permanent 5. And when they could not get the permanent 5, they said, we will try just to get 9 votes to show the sense of the Security Council. And you know that they could not get 9 votes. They got, by the unofficial count, they had only 5 votes and possibly 6. And the question is that the action of the United States in trying to get a resolution justifying war is proof of the fact that they knew that the previous resolutions were not enough. And so now ex post facto, to forget the effort of the United States in August 2003 is really not fair.
Well, I can't speak on behalf of the United States, and I don't know what are the real motives behind for the U.S. actions on that. You might be right, you might be wrong, I don't know. But the fact remains that in order to expect the United Nations to be very effective, the resolution which was adopted by the Security Council, by the majority, that has to be observed. And in spite of the many warnings from the Security Council to the Iraqi government to observe the resolution adopted by them, but if those callings from the Security Council is repeatedly ignored by the Iraqi government, I think the action by the multilateral force is, in a sense, justified. I might have different views about you.
Fair enough. Difference of opinion is the essence of democracy. Yeah. But Ambassador Farhadi, you have been a professor,
yes,
including in a university of law.
Yes.
And so, please tell us,
well,
is the action in Iraq under Article 42, yes or no?
I think that it's very important that we look towards today and towards future. I think that these discussions will not lead us to, for the time being, to any improvement of what's happening in Iraq. And it's much better, instead of discussing this, to say that it is very important for Iraq to have tomorrow elections and democracy, and even if it is in a gradual way, even if it comes with the time, and while we will have concrete problems to be solved, and this is surely that we will have them.
Pastor Haraguchi, we have to come back to the first question. What are the obstacles, 1, 2, 3, that you see in Iraq? And just list them 1, 2, 3 in order of seriousness as you see them.
I think I might sound a bit contradictory to what I said, but it's still consistent. I mean, I can't list in the order of the importance, but tribalism, for example,
Tribalism
is a very serious one, and as a result, somehow the people are not thinking in terms of Iraq as a whole, but thinking in terms of their tribes. I think that's one of the problems. And of course, there is the social divisions, and those people who have been associated with the former government and those who have been excluded from the power under the former. Those divisions are also very serious problems. And hopefully that is not the case, but it might not be a tribalism, but the divisions in the sort of religious line, Sunnis and the Shiite, and there is another group, the Kurdish people. I don't know whether they have been cooperating enough. That's another issue which I find it. But in addition to that, I should say that as a result of the conflict, lots of infrastructure has been destroyed, and that has also destroyed the normal life of the people, and that's also could be a very serious problem. But my point is that not only the international community, but the Iraqi people recognize that importance. But unless somehow the Iraqi people can succeed in restoring the political stability, the assistance to the improvement of infrastructure, the basic needs like hospitals, telecommunications, all those things, the assistance work will be very, very difficult. And under the normal circumstances, country like Iraq, if the political situation is stable, there should be a number of possible investors who are interested in making investment. And direct investment in country like Iraq will be very, very helpful things. But the investment will become available only when the political stability is restored. So I think these could be mentioned as an element.
I would like to pick up on a point which was first mentioned by Ambassador Farhadi and has now been picked up by you, which is this question not of tribalism but of Shia-Sunni, of a division between two sects. Iraq is majority Shia, and the center of the Shia world is Iran. And so if, as a result of elections, importance emerges in Iraq for the majority, which is Shia, there is going to be an expansion of the Iranian zone of influence. And so it appears to me that there is a great contradiction in the policies that we are hearing about in the press, where on the one side we say the Sunnis are the problem and we have to compress the Sunni triangle, and on the other side to understand that if we do that, then there is an inevitable increase of Iranian influence in Iraq. Would you like to comment on that?
Well, first of all, I have to make it quite clear. I have nothing against Sunni or Shias.
No, we are talking of Iran.
Yeah, but
which is, quote unquote, empire of evil.
Well, we also maintain a good friendly relations with Iran, so I have no complaint against Iran. And it's up to the country itself. after how to develop their relations with other countries. So